Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.
Beyond science, beyond fiction, there is a hell in space. Horror Planet. No one who lands here leaves here alive. A force of unknown terror, a war of alien invaders, a nightmare of living death. Horror Planet, the end of the universe begins here. Horror Planet, rated R.
You never know what you'll find when you take your spaceship out into the beyond. And good evening, fans of fantastic films. Welcome once again to the Drive-In Asylum double feature with me, Sam Panico, and our very special guest tonight, Jennifer Ashley. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me. That was awesome. Just brought back memories. I never realized what a good screamer I was.
What, that seeing the trailer to Horror Planet?
Yeah, well, like in all the horror movies I did, I screamed and screamed. It makes a good actor because you have to be, have no inhibitions. You just have to let everything go. And I guess for some people, if they go scream on cue, they can't do it. Like they might get frozen or something. But I was always a good screamer.
Yeah, I've often wondered that because that's not, a lot of times they use the dubbed scream. If you've ever seen Blowout, Brian De Palma's Blowout, it's all about, there's an actress and she's doing a scene and she can't scream. So I always wonder if the screams are real.
Oh yeah,
if they're authentic.
They're real. Yeah, I learned to scream. It's so funny because on that one in INSEMINOID, I had to scream a lot, and there was also a lot where they had the glycerin blood go down my nose and my throat. Oh, I can still taste it. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Ew.
So how many times have you seen the movie?
Probably 4 or 5
Yeah.
on my end. Yeah, I've seen it a lot. I love movies close to Alien, so yeah, I'm a big fan of it.
An album came out with the music. There was an INSEMINOID album, which is very eerie.
Oh man, I'll have to get it. I know we have a few people that collect the soundtracks in the chat, so I know one of our listeners, viewers, David does. So I'm sure he probably already has it.
Yeah, I have the album somewhere at home. I have the Pom Pom Girls album, and I have that one. And it's very, very eerie.
Vince in our chat says that he's seen Horror Planet INSEMINOID over 50 times.
I there was a Pom Pom Girl.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's a couple people saying at least 4 times. Someone said
there you go.
A lot. Yeah,
not in prison. I got a lot of fan mail from prisoners, so I know they played it a lot in the prisons. But no, I know it's very popular, and I'm honored to be on the show and to have been in the movie. It never goes away. Once you're in a movie, it's there forever, right? Yeah. It's like you can't hide. And
we had a lot of folks really comment really positively on the Pom Pom Girls because they had not seen it the last time you were on, and they're like, "I really love that movie. Like, it's not expected to be that good."
It is. It's very good. It's very 70s. It's very, like high school back then. Not like now. High school now is different. But this back then it was, real high school. Real high school in California, for sure. Do you have any questions about?
I remember those days. I was afraid to go to high school. I was scared.
I loved high school. I went to. I'm from Philadelphia, so went to high school there. Do you have any questions about where I filmed the movie?
Are you?
Well, we I got the part through just my agent. They just offered it to me. Those are the best kind of, when you don't have to audition. That's the worst. So they offered it to me. They said, you'll be going to London, England for 6 weeks. I'm like, okay, I'm there. I'm half English anyway. My mom's from England. I had cousins there. So I was up for it, and I could have stayed at any hotel I wanted. So I stayed at Blake's Hotel in London, and that's where all the rock stars stayed. And that's where I met the Led Zeppelin group. They all were staying. They were on tour,
Oh wow.
and that was before
Oh
I
my
think John
God.
Bonham died. I don't even remember if I met him or not, but I met was Robert Plant and John Paul.
Oh wow.
They were staying at the hotel, and it was just very interesting. And I
Wow.
really had a good time. But then they would pick us up early in the morning and drive us way out into the English countryside to Chislehurst Caves. We had to go underground. I mean, that's why the movie worked, because you really felt like you were in outer space. So we were underground for 8 to 10 hours for the day. I mean, I remember we did come out for a little sunlight now and then, but that was what we did. They picked us up by our car, and then they took us to Chislehurst Caves. It was freezing. And then when it was over, they brought us back to the hotel, and it went on like that for six weeks. And I had fun afterwards, because I made friends there. I made friends with the English cast, and we went out, and it was actually sunny during that time, because we did it in the summer. So there's like 4 weeks of sun in England. And so they all had their reflectors out trying to get a tan. It's very funny. And we went to hear music, and but then it started all over again, where they picked us up and took us to Chislehurst Caves.
That's awesome. Were you in any of the?
It's so strange. I've talked to
So bizarre.
Yeah.
other people who have made movies in caves. There was a movie, the third Living Dead movie, Day of the Dead.
Uh-huh.
I talked to Laurie Cardill, who played one of the roles in that, and she said it was really scary because there were parts of the cave you couldn't go to because they were unmapped, and people had vanished in there, like in the past. Like
Yeah.
you could get lost and never come back.
Yeah. I don't,
So
yeah,
that's kind of creepy. Was it like that?
I think so. Yeah. I think so. We were just in our own spot. I'm like a fraidy cat. So I would not go explore. I would not. No. I don't know. I wouldn't like explore and go into places where I think I would never come back. That's why I liked acting, because I can pretend, right?
You're
I can pretend.
—
Yeah, I can pretend that I'm scared, or, especially when Judy Geeson was coming after us when she was
Let me ask,
impregnated.
was she a fun person?
She was very nice. She was lovely. My co-star Robin Clark wasn't so nice, but he got nice at the end. Like, you don't know what it goes on. You're like in an acting family for 6 weeks, especially if you're on location and you're all like lumped together. So some of the personalities just don't click. But he wasn't nice, and then he was nice at the end. So something happened. I don't know. Maybe because I got more billing over him. I'm not sure. Actors' egos,
Mm-hmm.
pretty big. And it was just because my agent was
Maybe it
bigger.
was method.
Probably that.
He was practicing
Yeah,
method.
he was. Yeah. Um, so there was.
Who was your agent
I'm
again?
trying
You
to.
were with an
I
agency
was
that
with
got
Jack
you
Gilardi.
Tintorera.
I was with ICM, and back
Okay.
then we weren't allowed to do television.
Mm.
So when the TV people asked that I screen test for Charlie's Angels, he said no.
Mm.
There you go. But back then, no actor, no like movie stars, did television. So I mean, I did a couple little stints, but that was fine. But they said that it ruins your movie career when you do TV. Now it's like the opposite, right?
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
actors do TV, and they're on like Netflix or Prime or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
where it's just like a
The lines have
stream.
blurred.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's pretty interesting what's happened to this business in all these years. But
That's
and one
interesting that
what
you weren't allowed to be on TV, because I read
no.
a blurb in a newspaper article about you wanted to write a TV movie. This was around 1981. I saw a
Oh
press
boy.
piece
Uh
on
huh.
it. So this was a
I'm
project that you
sure
had.
I'm sure I did. I was I there was a writer we wanted to do something about like being at a gym and being like, like a horror movie in a gym, like you're doing the stairmaster or you're doing weights or whatever, and but she and I wanted to write this movie, but it never came to pass.
Mm.
And she could have done it because she was a famous. I won't mention her name, but she was a writer, and she said, "Why don't we write this horror movie?" You know,
Mm.
getting strangled to death, like in a gym with the weights and everything. But I wanted one of the funniest things was, I went years and years and years to acting classes. Right? I mean, that's where actually was my therapy because they really you get to know yourself, and the teachers are brutally honest about if you're a good actor or not, or how to get in touch with your feelings. And it's not the most fun place to be, but I did it for years. And in Seminoid, there was a part where they supposedly I was killed, and then they had me on a stretcher, and then they hung me up in a cave, and I had the blood coming out. Well, first of all, I couldn't stop laughing. They had to cut it like when they were taking me away on this stretcher, and I could not stop laughing because I'm thinking all those years of acting class, and this is what it's come down to. I'm being on a stretcher, and then I'm hung up in a cave with this blood coming out, and it was so funny. I couldn't stop laughing, but finally I did. You have to start thinking of like stuff that makes you cry. Like you got to switch, you know. I'm able to switch. I I was able to switch my emotions pretty quick. Like you have to cry on cue. Especially if you have to do a take two, take three, and then a close up, and you have to do the same cry. Can't be a different cry or the same scream. It's got to be the same scream. You can't, be a different scream. It's crazy. You have to be really in touch with your emotions. So if anybody's interested in acting, if you want to really do something like that, that's your path.
Hmm.
And plus, to being and playing pretend.
So David Gregory asked if you knew. He asked if you knew Paul Martino or David Williams at ICM in New York. I don't know who that is.
Back then, I knew
Yes,
it was
I guess.
Joe Funicello was also working with that. That was Annette Funicello's, I think, brother.
Mm.
He was working because Jack was married to Annette Funicello.
Mm.
So I knew Joe Funicello, and I knew there was, different people who were doing, TV or print work or commercials. I had a different commercial agent. They weren't the best at commercials, but no, I don't remember. I did once. I was going to go with William Morris, but I can't tell something happened, and the agent was fired. And I met Rick Nacita, who used to work at being an agent at William Morris, and I met him at Bruce Davison's house. You know who the actor Bruce Davison
Mm-hmm.
Bruce
and
Davison, yeah.
yeah, Steven Spielberg and Amy Irving were there.
Mm.
This is who I used to
Mm.
hang out with, and then Amy was there, and Rick Nacita was an agent, and I told him what happened with this guy because I think he was at William Morris, and the guy was fired, and then I got a call from ICM. It was CMA, and then went ICM, and then I went with Jack because I figured he was pretty well connected to everything. And once I was sitting in his waiting to go see him. O.J. Simpson. He handled O.J. Simpson before before the murders. So I remember meeting him once coming out.
Yeah.
He loved OJ. Oh my God. You know, these agents love the sports guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had a
love he
friend who worked on a movie with OJ, and she really liked him a lot. She said he was really nice to her and drove her around LA because she had no
yeah.
car. So she
Yeah.
didn't have anything bad to say about him.
Well, yeah. No comment about him.
Yeah.
So no, I don't even remember those people, but I used to back then it was so different, you know, we'd go to parties and nobody, like there were so many celebrities around but nobody cared, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I yeah, I seen a lot. Let's put it that way. I shouldn't say I should write a book. That's what I should write. But I have seen a lot. And Steven Spielberg was nice. He was with Amy Irving at the time. Remember, they were married. And
Mm-hmm.
Bruce is still a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you look back on that time as a happy time for you?
oh, sure. You know, there's things I would have done differently. Like I had a manager, I had an agent, and you have a manager. And my manager wanted me to do stage, you know, theater. I go, no, I don't want to do theater. And he goes, yes, it's like important. You do theater. And I go, no, I don't want to do theater. And I probably, if I would go back, that was what I would do. Like in between movies is what actors do. They do theater. So that basically I would do that differently. I used to make like rash decisions. Like instead of thinking about something, I would just be so spontaneous because acting is spontaneous. You act, react, and that's how my life was. I was spontaneous about everything, and I did things which I would never do again because I had you have to think about the consequences. You know, um, I did turn down a couple of movies. I don't remember if they turned it down. I don't know. All I know is I was supposed to do what I was supposed to do. I'm looking at back in life like you were supposed to do this and that was meant to be. And every film I've done, I remember it and I loved every minute of it. Even so, sometimes it was very uncomfortable conditions, especially doing Terror Circus. That
That's
was the
really
most.
great. I was going
I
to ask you
think I.
about the Dinty Moore again.
Yes, that's right. You remember that they used to feed me cold Dinty Moore out of a can, and then
Ew.
we had to drive. It was very low budget. We had to drive like ourselves to the desert. It was like an hour and a half drive, and it was we had to do that. I think they gave us gas money, but I was Andrew Prine. There was who else was in that movie? But yeah, it was that. That was the most difficult movie that I think I did in terms of low budget, having to and then being in the windstorm. Yeah. Ugh. Oh, Alan Rudolph directed that.
You worked with
Alan Rudolph.
Prine again on the Centerfold Girls.
Yes, I did. He's nice. He's still around, huh? Or no? I don't even know.
I think he passed away.
He
Mm-hmm.
did. Wow.
Yeah, I think.
I can't remember when.
Yeah, just a few years ago.
Oh man, he was great. He really helped me because when I started, he was around for a long time, and he really was encouraging. He said I had good instincts as an actor, and he was there to help. He was great, both movies, and he had a really funny sense of humor. He was hysterical, really fun to work with.
I would say you have good instincts as an actor too, because I've seen Towing, and Towing it seems almost like it's all improv. Like there even a script? Well, not
There was a
probably not
script.
much.
There was a script, but Mara, the director, let us because we worked with the Second City, and that was another education that I got doing improv was working with the Second City comedy group. So She just let us have fun. Let's put it that way. She let us have fun, but there was a script, honestly. And then she would say, "Would you say it like this or do it that way?" Or but that was really a lot of fun. That movie was fun, and we're still close friends. I introduced her actually to her husband, who just passed away, Steve Shapiro, the photographer, and that was
Oh,
in
that's sad. I
Chicago. We
didn't know he
filmed that.
had died.
Yeah, that was sad. Um, uh, that was filmed in Chicago, which I enjoyed going back and forth to Chicago, having to do, and I had to fly back there to do voiceovers for the movie. You know, they pay for everything. You know, you get first class tickets. Anytime we had to work, and going on a plane, it was always first class. That's in the SAG rules. Does anybody else have any questions about the
Vince wants to
movie
know.
or?
I do have a question. What was your experience like on the
Sam,
Planet
what
of the
about
Apes
you?
TV show? Yeah, did you? What was your experience like on the Planet of the Apes TV show?
Um, it was fantastic actually. They looked around. It was it was one of my first jobs,
Hmm.
and I had a different agent then. I was with David Goldstein, I think. Um, so I went in and it was like perfect, you know. Um, I was really nervous because it was I think it was 20th Century Fox. So yeah, I was really nervous, but it worked out. It worked out. Yeah, so I was with them, and then I think right after that, I got the Pom Pom Girls. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Right after, it was the same agent that got me the Pom Pom Girls when I had to go in there, and I was a cheerleader in high school, and I was a virgin, so like it was perfect. I was Miss Goody Two Shoes, and that's what they wanted from Lori, the character. They wanted someone who was actually like that person. I mean, that's why they have casting directors, right? I mean, but then you get into like if you're
Yeah.
Meryl Streep or something, she can do anything. She'll go anti-type. But when I did Chained Heat, I wasn't ever in prison or that wasn't not my thing. But when I went on the audition, I don't know if I told you this before. I was going to
No.
okay. Well, they called me into the office. I had a different agent at the time, um, and they called me into the office and they said, "Act. You're in prison and you can't get out." I was going through a divorce, so I had a lot of anger inside of me. My first divorce, I had a lot of anger. So, that's why you go to acting class. You go back into sense memory. You get in touch with the anger, and it was like I had to pretend that I like couldn't get out of prison. When you feel like you want to get out and you're claustrophobic and you can't get out. So I did such a good job with the anger that I got the
Yeah.
job um, in on the audition.
Oh
They
wow.
were like they were flabbergasted how angry I was to play Grinder, so that I got the part of Grinder.
What was the rest of the cast like in that? Did good
Oh well,
experiences?
yeah. Linda Blair was a doll.
Okay.
Um, Linda
Was
Blair
she?
was a doll. She just was great. We became friends. Sybil Danning was kind of to herself. She's all into her, very beautiful lady, just into herself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I liked Francine York was very. That's what these are the people I remember. Francine York was very nice, but Linda Blair was great. And that was also done in a defunct prison. It's ugh. It was like smelled. You saw the toilets. They had us in this. It's almost was like Chiselhurst Caves, but in a defunct prison. So you really felt like you were in prison. And then they had to cast a transvestite to play one of the parts in there because there's a scene where I take off the wig of the transvestite and beat her up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how did I cast it? I went to La Cajo Fall back then, and it was a drag queen show. It was very big. It was everybody would go. It was so much fun. It was like a very expensive dinner show with drag queens. So I picked the one, and she actually played Julie Andrews. In that. She was Julie Andrews, and her name was I think her name was Kelly. I think that was her name, and we became really good friends. She was awesome. So she came into the prison, and I don't know if you remember. I take off a wig, and
Yeah.
I did a good job.
It's ferocious.
Yeah. I mean, those are the things I remember. I had it like, I don't think, taking off my clothes was very uncomfortable. Like you have to take a shower. You don't take a shower with your clothes on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But look today, any of the slight nudity that I did back then compared to today,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it's nothing. It's nothing compared to what it was. I mean,
Was
back
it
then,
easier because a lot of people were nude in that scene? Maybe.
yeah, yeah, it was that was the most uncomfortable part for me.
Yeah.
And
It's
I don't know how
gritty.
people do it today. They're just like, there I am, or
It's really gritty because the movie has a very gritty atmosphere to it, and
it was
I
very
don't
great.
know, like even the nudity in it is very uncomfortable, and especially
Well,
the
it's
the
prison.
shower scene. Yeah,
Yeah.
What was that? What was the Orange is the New Black or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
I wonder if that was like taken off of these prison movies.
There was a show on HBO years ago called Oz. I don't know if you ever watched
Mm-mm.
Oz, but it was a prison drama. It was all guys. And it was in the contract. If you were an actor on Oz, you had to be full frontal nude in
Wow,
this. And all of the guys were like, everybody had a scene where they were full frontal.
wow.
So it was pretty, it was uncomfortable, like the way that they use nudity. And the women in prison movies tend to do that. It's
Well,
very
that's
confrontational.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was uncomfortable. But you do what you have to do, right? And I do. I like the producer. I forget who the director was. I think the director was the man who hired me. He was the producer. I think.
Paul Nicholas.
Is that who it was?
That's who the director is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what I like about Chained Heat is I know women in prison movies can be very exploitative, but like it feels like it has an actual story, and it's not just about getting the women naked. It's like there is an actual part to the story, and it's that's why I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also a big Sybil Danning fan, so that's probably the
Yeah.
other reason.
She's had a really good career.
I would always tell people. I tell people now, they're like, even when I was a kid, I'm like, I'm not ready for her. Like, like most guys watch movies and they're like, oh yeah, I could take. No, I'm fine. I've
Yeah.
realized she'd probably kill me. So, we had one other question for you in the chat. Said, what was Norman J. Warren like as a director, working with him on Inseminoid?
Oh, he was so nice. Um, he was just very nice. I mean, there's nothing more I could say. He was kind of handicapped with his arm. He had
Mm-hmm.
like something with his arm. I don't know what it was. Who cares? He did a great job. He was just nice. He worked with us. He kept everybody intact, with the movie, and we everything was done on time, and there was like none of this, messing around. Just that Robin was not nice to me, so I had to complain about it, and then he became nice. Like yeah, but Norman J. Yeah, he was very very sweet.
Yeah, Norman J. Warren's films are strange because they look like BBC dramas to me.
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden there's something really grotesque that happens in it. Like there's some gore moment. There's like,
Who knows what goes on in his head, right?
Yeah.
yeah. I think that makes it all the more effective, though, because the
Yeah.
Brits have a certain way. Do you feel this too? Like there's a certain quality to a British-made film that's missing from it. There's a
Yeah,
clinical aspect.
they're very intelligent people. They're very smart. So, and they have a different sense of humor. So you have to. But I grew up with it. My mom is British or was British. She started 5 years ago. But yeah, she was complete. Yeah, they were there. The British are very funny and they have their own very odd sense of humor. So, yes, I enjoy. I understood it. And
Had you
he was
seen
ter-
Alien?
Did I see the Alien years ago? I think. Yeah.
Well, because Inseminoid is obviously inspired by Alien.
Yeah.
It was trying to grab a little bit of that box
I
office.
I can't watch a horror movie.
Oh wow,
I can't. And the funny
that's
thing,
great.
I took my sister to the screening of Inseminoid, and it was a screening, and she actually threw up from the movie.
Oh man.
So there
Oh,
you go. Yeah, I can't watch horror movies. I can't watch it. I can't watch people being killed or bloodied or anything like that. But I don't mind being on the cover of Fangoria magazine. That's fine.
Thomas asked in the chat, did you get to meet John Vernon or Henry Silva while making Chained Heat?
John Brennan.
John Vernon or
Oh,
Henry
John
Silva?
Burnham, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was funny. I did a movie with him way back when I lived in San Francisco. Way back before I think I was even an actress. I was working at Columbia Records, and Zoetrope was on. I was working at Columbia Records, and then Zoetrope was upstairs, and one of the directors came and saw me. He says, "Do you mind being in a movie with John Burnham?" And so I had to play like this dingbat person at a party at a dinner, and that was my first experience. I think it was before I got into the union, but I did work. He was also very funny. Henry Silva, I don't remember. Maybe we didn't have any scenes together. So
Yeah.
Henry Silva just passed not too long ago too.
Yeah.
Oh boy. As Rod Stewart, they interviewed him because everyone's dropping like flies. I'm trying to think. Francine York was nice. With Chain Heat, but the person I liked the most was Linda Blair, and she was with Rick James at the time.
Oh wow.
Yes. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that was a golden era.
That was her. Yeah,
the
that was her
golden era
boyfriend.
of Blair.
Yeah. And Susan Player was with Al Jarreau when I was at Pom Pom Girls.
Oh wow!
Like he
I
came
didn't
to
know
the
that.
set. Yeah, he came to the set. Al Jarreau. I got to know him.
Linda has a reputation for not showing up to the set, or at least she did. Do you
Linda
remember
Blair?
anything like that? Yeah, Linda
No,
Blair.
not for this movie.
Okay, that's great.
Not for this movie. She was. I don't ever remember having any complications with that. No, I don't think she was ever late or like people who are late who are you can't they'll fire you.
Yeah,
You can't when you're working on a movie and you're late, you're gone.
there's so much at stake. There's so much that goes into getting it ready
Yeah.
for you, and then if you're not there, that's just terrible.
Even like you look at these big movie stars, and they're I'm sure they're on time, right? They're not like Brad Pitt. You think he comes in late to a set? I don't think so.
I hope not.
No, I doubt it. I doubt it.
What about Tamara Dobson on Chain Heat? Do you remember much about her?
No. I don't. I'm trying to remember. No, I don't. And we might not have worked in the same scene, or it was very like short.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's mean in the movie. Like she's really mean, and then she turns. They sort of like join forces at the end. Everybody joins forces at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
You had that scene. Don't you have a scene where you come on to Linda in the shower? That's like
Yes.
you very aggressively like come on to her.
I was
She's not
not.
a character for you.
I was not aggressive in it, but I had to. I had to do it. Like the director told me, I had to do it. So I did my best, which was it was tough, but that was very uncomfortable.
It's
Like,
convincing.
yeah, yeah. But she was fine.
Hopefully, you laughed about it later.
Of course, of course. Yeah, yeah. Who else was in that movie? Well, all I remember is like me with you know with Linda and Sybil Danning and Francine York. She wasn't she like the head of the prison or something. I haven't seen the movie in a while, but
Stella Stevens.
oh yes, I liked her, and I became friends with her son Andrew at one time. I think he's still around.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah,
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 he was a major star as the 80s and 90s went on because he did all of the Night Eyes and all of the, he was even directing movies for a while.
yeah, yeah. He was nice. That's her.
Yeah. Daryl asked,
Yes, Daryl.
you were in Phantom of the Paradise as one of the groupies.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Um, in the beginning of my career, I would I would do almost anything. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted but it was Brian De Palma,
Yeah.
right? Getting to work with Brian De Palma. So Gino Havens was the casting director, and he would have me in for a whole bunch of different things. We were friends, and he said, "Come on, meet Brian De Palma." So I met Brian De Palma. I got the part. We shot it at that studio on like Las Palmas in Hollywood,
Mm-hmm.
and um, I loved the hair and makeup. And he just said, "Shoot, go ahead, have fun." That was it. That
That's
wasn't
it.
much. Yeah, it was a smaller part. I just wanted to work with him, and I liked him a lot. I worked on that for maybe a week. But
Mm.
it was kind of fun. We had fun. We were all like all over each other, and I remember my parents went to see the movie and they walked out. My father couldn't
Were you
handle
disappointed to hear that?
it. Yeah, my father couldn't handle it. His daughter, yeah, but that was good. I liked working with him, and Paul Williams was terrific.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
I was
That's
just thinking about him because I watched an episode of Hardy Boys Nancy Drew Mysteries that Paul Williams is on,
Yeah.
singing songs from Phantom of the Paradise.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 He's still around, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. He actually did a
did
couple
a
songs. He just won a Grammy a couple years ago because he did some songs with the band Daft Punk.
Oh,
And they used because this band, they're a French techno disco band, and they were inspired by Phantom of Paradise, and they wear masks
wow.
on stage very similarly, and they always wanted to work with him because he was kind of their hero from being in that movie. So
Yeah.
they actually met at a screening of the movie, and that's how they started working together.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Paul Williams. I actually just saw him in not as good of a movie, Smokey and the Bandit 3. I just saw him
Oh,
in
God.
this week. I have a lot to say about that movie, but yeah, it's amazing though. He shows up in so much stuff in the 70s, like, and he had 2 careers going at the same time. Like his
Yeah.
songs were
Very
huge, and
talented. Yeah.
yeah. I loved him as a kid. Anytime he showed up and stuff, I'd be like, yeah, that's awesome. So it's good to know that he was a decent guy. So
Yeah.
it's nice to
Almost
hear.
everybody was decent, except for
Yeah.
a couple. Like Sue Lyon wasn't nice.
Mm.
I had to play her best friend.
Oh,
Yeah, that oh my god, that must have been difficult.
She was another mean one
mm.
because she apologized at the end, just like Robin did. And I think it had to do with billing because she was once Lolita and all that, and then I come
Yeah.
around like on the newer side and I get top billing, and we're supposed to be best friends. So and it looked like we were best friends in the movie, but we weren't.
It does. That's why I'm so shocked to hear
Ugh,
that's the way it was off camera.
it was terrible. But then
Mm.
at the end, she became nice, and I became friends with Joe Montana. He was great. Another nice, very talented actor.
I
And
hope we
James,
do get a nice release of Towing one day on home
Oh,
media.
I love that movie. I've seen it so many times.
The soundtrack is so strange.
Towing,
it's very
towing,
it's really
towing.
memorable.
Well, it's almost like pre-rap, huh?
yeah,
Towing, towing, towing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the movie. I like the music in the movie too. But that was all about Chicago.
It really does have a great local flavor.
It's very
Be-
local. Yeah.
it seems like I said, it's almost like sketch comedy,
Yeah.
episodic. There's really it's very free form, and I like movies like that. Maybe I wish it would have caught on more with audiences.
Yeah, we
Uh,
didn't have the right distribution. They had
mm.
it with the Wanderers or something in a drive-in, like second billing. It didn't get the right distribution. That was the problem. I think if
Mm.
it got the right distribution, it would have been more famous.
yeah,
And at the end of it, they had a Mayor Daley look. Back then, it was Mayor Daley of
Hmm.
Chicago, and there was the end. There was like someone that played Mayor Daley, just like the back of him.
how does Mara feel about it? Does she look back on it fondly?
Yeah, I think what happened was later in life, after she was focusing on her husband's career, Steve Shapiro.
Hmm.
So they did a lot of stuff with that, and she's still doing stuff with that. But yeah, she should have been able to make another movie. I would have worked with her again. We had a lot of fun.
You got
I,
along well with her as a director.
oh yeah, well she picked me out. You see, I met her at the Pom Pom Girls screening.
Mm.
Jack Gilardi had her meet with me, and after she saw Pom Pom Girls, she wanted me to play the part of Jean. So that was easy. I didn't have to audition. Auditioning is a pain. I don't like it.
We're talking tonight with Jennifer Ashley. She's going to be on for another 10 minutes. So if you've got any questions for her in the chat, let us know. And I'm really excited to be watching. It's been a while since I watched Horror Planet, aka Inseminoid. So this is going to
Yeah,
be a very welcome revisit for me tonight.
that's good. I'm glad.
And
You'll see me. You'll see the screaming. How great I am at screaming. You'll see the blood coming out of my face. Um, yeah,
I have to say that I find your death scene kind of hilarious
it is hilarious.
because you have that thing that you're struggling with, like that weapon that you're trying to use on Jason,
Yeah,
and it sort of backfires. I'm like, it's horrifying too because I can't tell what it's supposed to be doing, but it's something horrible that leaves a big mark on you.
yeah. That's when I said I was laughing because I go all these years of acting class. This is what it's come down to. It was funny. And
you didn't really have to act in some of those scenes. It was pretty horrifying with the blood
yeah.
and stuff.
Well, I had to put on a bit of an English accent in the movie. It's a bit. It's like they're all English actors except for Robin. So I had to since I'm the commander of the spaceship, I had to not have an English accent, but have a little bit of it.
You have a very strange wardrobe in Seminoid too. It's just what was it? What did they give you?
That
Did
was
they?
not my. That it was just a white shirt and navy pants. That's it. But what do you expect? You're in outer space, right? You don't have a stylist out there.
Sure. It's not
You're
Star Trek, you know. These
yeah,
were working class people, which is another holdover from Alien. You know, these were blue collar characters in
yeah,
outer space, or they
yeah,
had a job to do there.
yeah, yeah. You had a job. That was it. I I didn't like the outfit. Believe me, I didn't like my hair. But the thing is, you're in outer space, so you have to be natural.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I think of those poor people that were stuck on in outer space for so long.
oh my God.
It's
Oh my
horrifying.
God. That was horrible. Oh,
Uh,
but they seem to
it,
have a really good attitude.
yeah, I mean that's what they showed everybody anyway. I'm sure privately they were freaking out.
Well, there might have been a part of them going, no responsibilities, I don't have to pay any bills right now. Yeah, just
I
away
never
from
thought
things.
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let you start thinking because you always stuff in your head. I got to pay taxes, I got to pay bills, and blah blah blah. And they're out there in outer space, and I go, screw it, I don't have to do anything. Like I don't have to worry about anything back home. But
they did have work to keep them occupied.
yeah, that was terrible. That was bad. That was bad. How
Yeah,
about what about the one where what do you call it? The Amazon one that kind of went up. Was that really? Did they really go up to space and back?
oh yeah, where the celebrities went up
Yeah,
for like they went up to as high up in the atmosphere as you can go without breaking orbit, I think, and then just stayed up there for a bit and came back. I think it
do
was
you
like
think
10,
they
10
really
minutes.
went? Do you think they really went? I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think it was a
You think it
I,
was a hoax?
publicity thing. I mean, I could if you want to know. I don't want to reveal the tinfoil hat that I wear about us going into space, but I think that that was all publicity.
yeah,
Also, like it's weird that like we're not sending scientists up, we're sending Katy Perry into
yeah.
space. That's a little
Gail
strange,
King,
right?
right?
Yeah,
Gail
Gail
King.
King and Katy Perry. It's like cool. I hope that these aren't the people that meet extraterrestrial life. Like this is not who we send.
Well, the only where I thought it was real with
Mm-hmm.
Gail King when she came out of the thing, I thought she was going to die.
Oh yeah,
So that where I thought, well, maybe they really did go up because she was like not happy. She was like she wanted to die. Like, get me out of here. This was horrible.
when William Shatner went up, yeah, Chris Erickson brought up like he said that like it really made him real. Like some people have the feeling when they get up that high of like, oh, we're all connected. And he said, I had the feeling that I was so insignificant surrounded by the stars and like how small Earth was. And like Sandy said, it was a totally like humbling experience and that he wasn't ready for.
Yeah,
So I thought that was interesting.
I agree with him. You
Yeah.
become insignificant. Like
Yeah.
that's when I liked looking up at night at all the stars and everything. Like, what else is out there? And I'm going to worry about something
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
I watched an old 60s movie, Moon 02, or 1970 movie, Moon 02. It was set in 2021, and everybody was arguing about how they were colonizing the moon and were there too many people living on the moon. And I'm like, that's not this is the future that we were promised. This is
No.
not the future that we got. And they're like, we should be on Mars and Venus already. And I'm like, we haven't even got past the
Well,
moon
I
yet.
guess they're going to be on. We're going to be on Mars in the
They're
next 20
claiming,
years.
yeah.
We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to another planet. That's for
No,
sure.
me either.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't think that's a good idea.
no.
Listen,
I worry about us putting too much emphasis on that. Like people are saying, like, oh well, I don't want people to get the mentality that we can just do whatever we want with this planet because one day we're going to leave. That's what I have a problem with.
Mhm.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, if they want to explore and You're like, who knows what's going to happen? Maybe some people can live up there. I mean, in Mars, I don't know. I don't know if there's air, if you can breathe.
No. I've seen enough movies like Inseminoid to not want to go to another planet, so I'm
Yeah,
totally fine sitting in my basement.
it's
I'm
more.
totally
Yeah, it's more fun to play a role in that and get
yeah.
paid for it and get treated like a movie star. That was like like during that movie, it was a lot of press was coming into London at the time for that movie.
Yeah. Do you remember, like, how did they talk to you about it? Like, did they treat you well, or were they
Oh
sort of
yeah,
like cynical
yeah,
about it?
they did. They treated me very well, and I went to France, and I couldn't walk down the street because pom pom girls outgrow Star Wars in France. Do, can you imagine that little
I
movie
love that for you,
outgrow
though.
Star?
I love
Yeah.
that for you.
Yeah, I could not walk down the street. Lâche-moi les baskets. That was the name. Lâche-moi les baskets. Lori.
Did you have any frightening incidents, like a Beatlemania type thing, where you were chased down the street by people in France? Oh, Jennifer, where'd you go? There you are.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Okay.
It's really lovely, you guys. Thank you so much for asking me to do this.
Yeah, thank you for being
Yeah.
on again. We appreciate it so much.
Yeah, we loved you on the
Uh,
last show, and thank you so much for doing another
I'll
one.
I'll do it again. Let me know when.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, Jennifer Ashley, for being on tonight's program, and we'll be seeing you soon.
Okay, bye everybody.
Bye. That was awesome.
Bye-bye. Ah, I have such a crush on Jennifer Ashley.
Oh, she's so awesome.
I
Yeah.
love that she came back a second time to do the show.
Oh,
So
I know.
she's a really nice person.
Yeah. And it's so cool hearing about, like, what was the actual filming experience, and then what was even going through her head in some of the moments of filming. So I think when we watch the movie, we're going to all watch it in a very different way. It'll be like a totally different experience. So I think that's pretty awesome. And getting to hear about Norman J. Warren is, a dream to me as someone that loves his stuff. Also, Bill, I have a couple facts for this movie that I saved. It was originally called Doom Seed, but they changed the name because they didn't want people to think it was Demon Seed.
Yeah, that's a little too close.
Yeah, a little too close. And it was advertised. Run Run Shaw is listed as a producer. This is half of a Shaw Brothers movie. Amazingly.
I know. Edwin commented on that earlier,
Yeah.
and I didn't get a chance to address it.
Yeah, and it is half it. And then when it was released in England, it actually had a direct mail campaign. And you got a flyer in the mail with Judy Geeson screaming that said, "Warning, a horrific alien birth, a violent nightmare in blood, Inseminoid at a cinema near you soon." Norman J. Warren said, "The problem with mail is you have no idea who opens it. It could be a pregnant woman, an old lady, or even worse, a young child. This was not a good idea."
Yeah, they got in a lot of trouble over that because I
Yep.
think it was Mary Whitehouse or
Yep.
somebody like her that received it and was horribly offended by it.
This
And-
is one of the full 82 video nasties, probably for that very reason. Also, in West Germany, when it was released, it actually came out in West Germany before anywhere else, and it was called Semen de Busen, Seeds of Evil, not like the much better Seeds of Evil, aka the Gardener, which some week,
Andrew.
when Bill and I hate you guys is when we say, well, next week the Gardener.
You watch The Gardener.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've been threatening to bring on Corpse Eaters, and that's pretty difficult to sit.
I love The Gardener. The more I think about it,
Me too.
It's a movie about a bunch of old women that want to fuck Joe D'Alessandro, and he's a tree. It's amazing. Like
Literally.
I can't. Yeah, he's literally a tree.
A wooden performance.
Yeah, he's a tree that everybody wants to have sex with. It's really, which is pretty much like real life. You know what I mean?
I
Like
get turned on by trees all the time.
Yeah, it's
Like, show
that's
me
why
your
you go
mom.
watch the colors change. It's like they're stripping for you. Anyways, this movie came in 5th in the UK box office, which is amazing, and it's one of the first movies in the UK that actually came out on video very shortly from its original run. Instead of, you remember, when I was a kid, I always think, okay, there's like a year till a movie gets onto HBO, and then or maybe a year till video and then 6 months to HBO. And I planned
Yeah.
what movies I was going to see by that. And now it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
there's
It was
stuff
like
that's,
a year was my marker. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, it's out this year. Next year it'll be on HBO. So
Yeah.
you had to wait a whole freaking year to watch something.
yeah.
Alien. So speaking of Alien, that was
Yeah.
a movie that was like that because my mom was one of the people that went to see Alien when it opened without knowing what it was because she hates horror movies, and I guess maybe they thought it was going to be like Star Wars or something, and they went to see it, and she was freaked out by this movie, and
Ooh.
like she forbid me to see it because it terrified her, and
I
that was
love that
unfair.
Kenner was like, kids are going to love this movie.
Yes.
Let's
I
put out
had
toys.
that thing.
Oh,
Oh
thing
my
is
God, I had
amazing.
so many Alien toys. I wish I still had them because they're worth a shit ton of money now.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
that action figure, which I begged and begged and begged for, and finally I got one. And
Yeah.
I think I threw it in the garbage.
Oh,
When I moved out of my house, when I moved out in high school, like I was going through my closet and it was all beat up. I mean, I played with it. I didn't
Oh,
like
yeah.
enshrine it anywhere as something that was going to be valuable one day.
there was a all night Kroger in Youngstown that we used to go to when I was a kid, and it was like one of the first like superstores that had like grocery and like other stuff. And I remember they had the Alien figure there, and my brother and I were like complete animals laying on the ground crying for it. Like and my mom's like, this thing, I don't want this thing in my house. It's like brain is leaking out. It looks,
Yeah.
like also, it looks like a giant penis, a biomechanical penis. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could see why we didn't get it. I
I
wanted
think
it
that
so
was the
bad.
biggest problem with
Yeah.
marketing the Alien as a toy for children. It has so many sexual overtones to it.
Yeah.
The shape of the head and like the teeth that come out and
The extra mouth and all this. I just remember being fascinated by how it looked and then seeing it be like, oh,
think of the children.
you think of the children.
Okay.
Exactly. Well, this went on into the 90s because the Matchbox put out the Max FX Freddy Krueger doll, and it got pulled off shelves, and they're like, you can't sell that to kids. And I'm like, can't you? But anyway, it was awesome that she was on, and I love getting to hear that stuff, the behind the scenes stuff, especially knowing when you watch this movie tonight, know the harrowing things that Jennifer went through for it, drinking blood, being in freezing caves, meeting John Paul Jones, like all these things that went into making this movie.
We're going to do the drink segment now, and when we come back, we'll look at some ads from Horror Planet, aka INSEMINOID. So don't go away. There's more to come.
Spaceship in distress, it floats above us. Alien fetuses floating in the air. The world down there is more than we can bear.
This drink's called INSEMINOID. Couldn't think of a better name.
We have a guest.
We have a guest. We have our own INSEMINOID.
We have a guest. There he is, for everyone's delight. Look at that smile. Reggie. Yes. Okay.
All right. Let's drink. Midori, Malibu, vodka, pineapple juice. Ounce, 2 ounce. Pretty simple. Basically, you're going to put it in your shaker. I'm making this video very early on a Saturday. So if I seem a little groggy, I just woke up. I just brushed my teeth too, so this is going to taste wonderful. Here we go. Ready? Oh, luscious.
Someone thinks it's a toy.
Yeah, somebody wants to play with it.
The shaker.
The shaker. Look at that. It's like a possessed Orange Julius.
Ectoplasm.
It smells really good too. That is a beautiful scent.
It's like your pee if you drink Rockstar Monster.
Yeah. So when I was drinking energy drinks, I'd wake up and this is what would result. Not this much fun on top, I don't think. Anyways, this is taking a turn. Thank you for joining us for the movie. This is my Indrinkinoid for INSEMINOID, aka Horror Planet. Pazuzu. That is wonderful. A little taste of breakfast. Enjoy the movie. Pazuzu. I'm drinking the real drink.
Well, I'm drinking a similar drink. I didn't make the same drink, but mine is Midori and Absolute Pears with pineapple.
I like what you're doing. That's a good
Do
mix.
you? I'd make one for you if I was there.
Oh, I would love it. It is like an ecto cooler, David. You're right. How about that love theme from INSEMINOID? You didn't know that there was a romantic love theme for INSEMINOID.
Electro Manuel has gone into a weird area lately.
Yeah, I think they've been listening to too much Portishead or something. I'll have a talking
Yeah.
to them.
It was
they're like-
shoegaze Electro Manuel.
Yeah, it's a lot of shoegaze. It's like someone in that band really loves My Bloody Valentine or something. I don't know what's going on, but such is
Who
life.
doesn't?
Anyway, who doesn't? If you go see them live, they're going to play at 130 decibels, though. I mean, which still blows my mind that they're that loud live. Like they're the softest sounding band ever. They don't need to be that loud, but
Oh, turn it up, man.
turn it up.
It's freedom rock.
Yeah. There is a, if you go onto YouTube, Daryl, those are all saved on YouTube. And there's also a letterbox list of all the drinks. And it has YouTube links for all of them so you can watch the videos. So lots of drinkability there. So pretty exciting. I am super jazzed for Horror Planet now after talking about it and watching that. And I'm sure the ads are just going to push me right over the edge into Alien ripoff mania. You know that I love an Alien ripoff more than Alien. So,
Oh yeah. Well, more than Alien? Come on.
at a appropriate level, close to Alien. How about
Okay.
that? Alien. When I
Me
saw
too.
Alien 2 on Earth and Starlog, the picture of that skull, I like literally ran around the block with that magazine, screaming. I'm like, what? And then it was like, no, it's not really Alien. Though the new Alien is Alien on Earth, the one that's coming out on Hulu.
They are not purple rocks, though. I guarantee you.
My favorite Alien movies are ones that are more about bowling and spelunking than actual aliens, or about coffee production and
Right.
intergovernment affairs. Those are the best.
I just had to explain Alien 2 to Mark today
Oh.
or yesterday. We were looking through Haas's stuff,
Mm.
and he put up Alien 2, and I was like, oh my God, Alien 2's on here. He was a little shocked when I explained the history of the film to him.
Oh, it's appropriate. It's wonderful. I love that movie just for it existing and just the batshit craziness of like, here it is. I love that we lived in it. I know we have the mockbusters and stuff now, right? Like the Asylum will do a movie close to something, but the beautiful thing of the Alien ripoffs is like you'll get something like extra that's like only tangibly an Alien ripoff. It's like it could be an H.P. Lovecraft movie too. Like that might be from another dimension. Who knows? And it also is like they're also made by people who are like, I liked Alien, but I would really like to see if instead of it coming out of the chest, I would like to see a full grown man come out of a woman. And like we can do that for you. And that's what Extra is. There's also
I
Extra
have to
2 and
say,
3.
I think Extra would probably be better than Horror Planet or really Galaxy of Terror, any of the Alien ripoffs.
I like Galaxy of Terror so much though.
I do, yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's bad or anything.
But you know what the thing is like Alien is like an untouchable film. I get it, right? It's perfect, but I love that it's just like, hey, you know what? I know you liked Alien, and I know it's going to be 10 years until you get a sequel. What if we just give you something that's just a little cheaper? And
Alien was something special. I mean, that
yeah.
was lightning in a bottle. So,
yeah.
Obviously you're not going to have very many more movies that could match that.
Contamination's like a fart in a can, but that's why I like it. I really like Contamination, though. I want that to be said. Like, I don't want that first part of the quote being on the video box.
Sam says, "There's an egg."
Yeah.
I love at the end, the very last scene. There's like the garbage of New York somehow has eggs in it. I'm like, how did those eggs get there? Like, please explain. That's like the Alien 3. How was there an alien egg on the Sulaco problem?
But what's great is like so much of Contamination is like Zombie 2. It's like it's like what if we took a little bit of Alien and a lot of Zombie 2 and made it, and it's like it ends just like Zombie 2. I love it.
It's beautiful. It's someone had a good idea for a movie, and then another person came along and just fucked with it. And they were like, "No, we're going to make
cozy all the time." They're like, "What if we made a second Hercules movie, but we told everybody it was another movie, and we didn't tell them they were making a Hercules movie?" That's what Hercules 2 is, and people are like, "A lot of it feels recycled." He goes, "Yes, of course it is. I had a week to shoot it. I had to just take footage from the first one and run it backwards and stuff." It's great.
In space, not all aliens are friendly, Sam.
No. Humans are the warmest place to hide, Bill.
Yes, they are. And look at this. This is great. Jennifer Ashley she almost got top billing.
Oh my gosh.
In this film. Robin Clark's first, but then there's Jennifer.
She deserves it though. I mean, let's
be course.
Fair. Yeah. I think when you look at this ad, you're like, oh man, like I'm already afraid of aliens. Seeing this ad as a kid, this would have really upset me.
Well, it upset Mary Whitehouse.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever her name was. She was mad that her little kid got the mail that day and saw it.
This is what happens with female politicians. That's how we got the PMRC. Because God forbid somebody listens to Darling Nikki while they're doing cardio.
Frank Zappa was right.
Oh.
Here's some great stuff. Inseminoid dead people, Sam.
What is dead people?
I'm going to faint.
What is dead people?
That's Messiah of Evil.
Oh my God. What?
Yeah, with Marka the Witch.
Oh my God. And this is like 1981?
This would have been 82. That first one was 81 because that was the UK release. It came out there first.
But this is awesome because the second two features are both a decade old.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Totally recycled material. This might have been 81 in the States. I think Inseminoid played some dates in 81.
I see some talk in the chat that the Inseminoid might have become the Noid.
Avoid the Noid. Someone made that joke before I could.
Oh, yeah.
Avoid the Noid.
Yeah.
I was saving that for the second segment.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Wow. What is playing at the Tron with Battle Beyond the Stars? That's a Sam night at the movies right there. The thing.
This was from Horror Planet. These are I showed this a little out of sync, but who cares?
Wow. So Fine actually played at the Drive-In Under Body Heat and Firefox. That's a wild mix.
So Fine. That was the one with the jeans that had no ass.
Yes. And someone told me the other day, I can't remember who told me. It might have been Jenny, that that's the movie that Donald Trump went to see instead of watching his brother die.
So Fine.
So Fine, yeah.
Wow.
Secret of NIMH, Clash of the Titans, and Moonraker. Definitely as a kid, I would have I would have picked that up. But Horror Planet, Contamination, and Strange Behavior is a great triple. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
I have to agree.
Yeah, I love
There's
that.
some more Horror Planet Live. Look at this.
Oh my god.
Texas Chainsaw and Hills Have Eyes. Holy
Or
shit.
Almost Human.
Yeah. What's 8 to 4?
I don't know. 25 or 6
that's
to
the
4.
X-rated. That's like a porn version of 9 to 5.
Oh, but it starts earlier because that's when the banging starts.
It's the last movie.
25 or 6 to 4, the Chicago story. I mean, they sent American Pie back in time to play it.
Yeah, how about that?
How about that? Or is that another adult one?
It's X. The Fairyland
Edwin, Strange
one was
Behavior
all
is
X.
Strange Behavior is dead kids.
Yeah.
Bill, I have something I'm going to start an online petition for because the 65th anniversary of The Dependable is in August, and they're having a big to-do. They're having a big night. They're going to have shirts. There's 4 screens. I'm arguing that one of those screens shows porn just because it's part of its history, right?
Could you imagine the people that would come out for that? I bet that would be a big hit.
Oh my god! And they would have to play like porn chic stuff. Like it would be like Deep Throat, Devil and Miss Jones.
Oh, naturally.
Deep Throat, Devil and Miss Jones, and the Aristocats.
I'm not. This is no VHS projection. We're talking here actual 35 millimeter vintage porn realness.
I'm opening a Misty Beethoven.
Not a razor in sight.
Water Power and Chip and Dale Rescue. It has to be like a G movie playing with it, right?
Look at this. How about a spoiler alert?
Like these guys are having a coffee break inside her uterus.
They're like, yeah, shit, man. I can't wait to get out of here.
Yeah. Man, I've been here for 7 months. What the fuck?
Luckily, they weren't in there that long. I think it only takes her a couple of days.
How about that E changing, being broken up by that's a beautiful thing that's happening there. I love the design of this.
That's commitment.
It is. The horror birth spawned in space. I love it.
Took me an hour to figure out where I should split the E.
Yeah.
Like, should I just do the E in black?
Yeah. Should I do the E? Do I really have to do it? Should I bring the middle thing of the E in? Yeah, it's great.
Oh, here's a skip ahead. Boy, I'm going to fire the producers of this show.
Look at this.
But this is from 84. You could rent the VCR and Horror Planet, so you could watch it in the privacy of your own home.
Every one of these movies is a downer. Last Dates of Man on Earth, Horror Planet, Gorky Park. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's bummer night at the movies.
Yeah. Bring it home. Bummer night can be home.
Boing.
Oh, boing. Inseminoid. Judy Geeson's last. Run.
Yeah, well, she got the special. She's isolated at the end there.
Yeah.
Judy Geeson is Sandy.
I watched
her character got named too.
What do you call it? Terrence Spencer and Bud, what's his name? One of their Miami movies, not Miami Super Cops, but the one before that. And it said with the special participation of Laura Gemser. Again, I was like, that's even better than guest starring.
Ooh.
So when she showed up, I was like, oh my god, yes. She's in it for literally 3 seconds, but more than good enough. Bill is clocked out. I saw him disappear. I don't know where he went. There you are. You disappeared for a second.
Sorry, I clicked on.
You hit the escape
how about
hatch.
Victoria Tennant being in this?
Right?
Holy shit. Victoria Tennant.
Yeah.
She has to look back on this and be like, oh, I wish I hadn't been in Inseminoid.
You know what's great about Inseminoid? It's not the kind of title where you can be like, oh, Horror Planet. Because I was in a movie called Horror Planet. People laugh like I was in a movie called Inseminoid.
Yeah. There's something dirty about it from the get-go.
It's super dirty, yeah.
Spawned in space.
Oh my god, look at that little guy. What a cute little guy. I was the horror
just like him.
I like that this ad got the grammar right. They didn't make a capital H. And I'm thank you as a writer. Thank you for doing that.
Oh, yeah. Keep it real.
Keep it real. Conceived in violence, carried in terror, born to devastate and brutalize a universe. Yeah, Run Run Shaw did get knighted. He was Sir Run Run Shaw now, not just the guy that made the one-armed swordsman.
He was a serious filmmaker, okay?
Yeah. He's like, I made fucking Meteor, guys. Okay, like I made Dracula versus the seven golden vampires. Like I did it.
Look,
A
it was
lot of laughs.
without warning at the
Oh
Tucson Drive-In.
wow! How about Battle Truck?
Yeah,
Right? That's a rare Corman. I didn't even know that played out anywhere in Battle Beyond the
there's
Stars.
another title to
Mm.
Battle Truck. I forget the other
There
title.
is, yeah. I can't remember what it is. Mad Max 4. No.
Yeah,
How about
that's what it should have been.
SOB and Some Kind of Hero? That's like an HBO double feature right there.
Oh yeah, I wasn't crazy about SOB. I
No, me
loved
either.
10,
Yeah.
but I didn't think SOB was all that funny.
A little sex, a lot of laughs, plus Chuck Norris and Silent Rage. Only at the Tucson 5.
Oh, okay. So we're back to the beginning here. Look at this beautiful Tucson 5 ad for another minute or two.
Yeah. Oh. So I would like to see Silent Rage at the drive-in. It's a good drive-in movie. Chuck Norris said, back then when he was doing the canon stuff, that he was like, I know I'm not a good actor. I'm just going to work harder. And he would just get out and just do a lot of press for these. Battle Truck's also known as Destructors in Italy and Warlords of the 21st Century. That's its other U.S. title. Directed by Harley Cockless, which is a great name to say. Who also directed Dream Demon and Black Moon Rising. And That Summer and Malone. A movie has Burt Reynolds in it. Malone. And Warren Hutton.
So here's the LA premiere of Horror Planet, which didn't happen until 1983, January of 83.
Took a while.
Yeah, but look at all the prints they have there. Where the hell were all those prints? This could have been like a wide release.
Playing all over. Oh, the
Kinky Coaches and the Pom Pom Pussycats.
Wow. There's a kids movie right under it. The Golden Seal.
Robert Forster as Arnold.
How about that Evil Dead ad?
Yeah. 1983, baby.
That's crazy to think of these as contemporaneous movies.
You know who said that The Evil Dead was a ferociously original horror film?
Would that be U of M grad Steve King?
That's right. Steve King himself.
He said the Kinky Coaches and the Pom Pom Pussycats, when they play, everybody scores. U of M grad Steve King.
That was a porn film that was edited to be soft core, if I'm not mistaken.
I just watched another of that ilk today, The Case of the Smiling Stiffs, which is not good. Violently not good. Sean Cunningham, almost the entire same cast and crew of Last House on the Left, other than David Hess, making a comedy about a vampire girl. It sounds like it should be great, doesn't it? Just from that description.
That was the Sex on the Groove Tube.
Yeah. Case of the Full Moon Murders.
Case of the Full Moon Murders is the one I was trying to remember.
Yeah, but yeah, Sex on the Groove. And you know what? I was all excited about it, and I was like, I don't like this. Because it's also like, it's very hard to take, no pun intended, to take a hardcore movie, make it softcore, and then make it interesting, because then they padded everything. And yeah. What can you do? Oh, 36 Crazy Fists.
And Horror Planet.
That's a Run Shaw double feature there. He's like, put these together.
Yeah, he's like, here's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good. What movie should we play with? He's like, I don't know. I have so many. How about this Jackie Chan special appearance by Jackie Chan?
This theater had a history of doing this. The Cinema West, and I forget what city this was, but they always paired kung fu and horror. In the early 80s. It's commitment.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Dun dun dun.
You may have already mortgaged your life. Matt says try making a softcore movie hardcore. I can think of a couple. Sexy Jeans, the Italian version of Malibu, not Malibu High. What one is it? They put hardcore inserts into.
Oh yeah,
totally breaks it. The movie. It's like it feels like I'm watching two different movies. This ad's great, Bill. By the way, this looks like a T-shirt. Look at that. That is beautiful.
Oh, I know. This is something that definitely needs to be on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
But I love how it's what did I want to say? Oh, rated R. Like,
Yeah.
why is it neither? Well, Horror Planet was rated R, but House by the Cemetery was unrated.
Yeah.
And that was Massacre at Central High is the movie.
That's
that
what
was
it. Yes.
Sexy
Thank you.
Jeans.
Thank you so much.
They cut all the hardcore footage into it.
Mm-hmm.
Bizarre. You never know what certain people are going to be up to.
And I will say the footage they added into it is gross. It's not even good. It's just like people in a
Ew.
field, and it's just like there'll be a scene where people are walking past the like in a park, and then the camera cuts, and you're like, we're somewhere in another country. Here's a bunch of people, you don't see their faces. They're banging it out. Sexy Jeans. That's yeah. But you got to watch it if you're going to review it, right? You got to watch it if you want to get the full experience. You don't have to watch it.
Inseminoid is streaming on Tubi.
Ooh.
And
As Horror Planet.
Yes. No, I think it's Inseminoid.
I've seen it as both. Maybe they just figured people are looking.
You know what? You're right. Both
Mm-hmm.
cuts are up. Look for the Inseminoid one because I think that's the actual complete cut of the film.
I bought a Norman J. Warren movie at the Vinegar Syndrome sale.
What was it?
Satan's Slave. I didn't have it.
Oh, okay.
And I already own Terror, of course. I mean, not damage.
Well, that's the one I never bought, and I wish I would have. I kind of need Terror.
Yeah, it was on one of the sale ones. I got Terror for like $7. One of the sale ones. So
I know.
I don't have Prey though, so I need to get Prey because I really like.
I do have Prey.
Oh,
I had to buy it again because my copy of Prey and Effects went missing.
Oh,
and that's not easy to do.
No,
I mean, I don't really. There's nobody for me to lend movies out to, so I don't know where those ended up. But they were both gone.
I'm going to blame those students that were in your house making that movie.
I hope they did steal it. They stole two really good ones.
Yeah, like you stole the right two movies. Way to go. When you see a Gen X, or I mean a millennial version of Prey, like an A24 version of Prey, you'll be like, oh, that's the kid that took it. You son of a bitch.
So get set to go watch the movie at the end of the countdown. Start your version of the film. We're going to sign off, and we'll come back after the movie's over for a second segment of the Drive-In Asylum double feature. Big thanks to our guest, Jennifer Ashley, for being on this segment. We really appreciate it.
We have a guest next week, too. I'll do a quick tease for next week's movies. One is one that I'm frankly shocked that we haven't shown. It's like one of the big ones. What we showed that? No, we didn't. Shocking that we didn't show it. And the other one is I'm perhaps even more excited about because it's like it's Bill and I meeting in the middle on a movie. It's two of my favorite directors next week, like two all-time faves. So I'm really excited.
I just recently watched it, and it was an instant love affair.
Yeah,
between me and this movie. I said, "Where have you been all my life?
Yeah,
why haven't I let you in yet?"
And Joe will be on to talk about five.
You didn't. You said who he was.
Am I allowed to say that? Maybe not. Anyways, a guy named Joe. You can guess who it is.
Joe's also is going to be on.
Yeah, Joe's also. Joe Pantoliano. Joey Pants will be on the show. Joe Montagna. If you listen to the episode of the podcast, I try to say Joe Montagna's name 15 times in a row, and by the end, I just call him Joe Mantena, Joe Manti, Joe Bob Briggs.
Joe Leeway of the Thompson Twins.
Yes, all of them. These Joes. Jolene, the Dolly Parton. We found the girl the Dolly Parton song's on. She's going to be on. She picked two movies. It's going to be really exciting. Anyways,
all right.
Let's watch Horror Planet or Inseminoid or whatever, Joey Zaza. ZZs.